take. Now, I hope you know that. You never have out of your own, you don't.
Well, I want to get it off quick. It says in the paper, as supplies are limited, as issued to members of the Women's Royal Air Force.
Get away.
I've bought 3 pairs. It's cheaper if you buy 3 pairs.
You'll be having old Swindley after you.
Well, I did wonder, but I think it'd be going a bit posh now that it's been took over.
Well, yeah, 'cause like, is that there Greek what's bought him out? Polyopolis or something?
Oh, no, it's not that, Martha. It's
Go on, then.
Yes, you're right. It is Greek.
Now, let me see. Baby doll night dresses. I must admit it's not a line that I've paid a great deal of attention to, I regret to say.
There aren't many, Mr.
Now, Miss Nugent, no prompting. If Mr. Papagopoulos asks me how many baby doll night dresses we have in stock, I must have the answer immediately. Immediately. He expects his managers to be, as he would put it, on the ball.
We never used to bother about it before, Mr. Swindley.
No, precisely, Miss Nugent, precisely. But if we had, who knows how very different things might have been.
I can't help wishing your uncle had left enough so you could have carried on in the old way.
Well, it may surprise you to learn that I have a feeling, and a very strong feeling, if I may say so, that the day I sold out to Mr. Papagopoulos may well have been a great turning point in my life, and indeed in yours, too.
But it's all very harassing, isn't it? I mean, all these memorandums he keeps sending. I was only thinking last night in bed, in my room, how unhappy you've seemed lately.
Oh, happiness is an illusion, Miss Student. Fulfillment, achievement, these are the real sources of satisfaction. A life well lived, a burden nobly borne. And what a privilege, Miss Student, what a privilege to walk in the steps of a man like Mr. Papagopoulos.
He seems a very exacting sort of man.
Exacting and efficient, Miss Nugent. As one of the Gamma shops, we are the latest acquisition in the Papagopoulos empire. A small but aspiring unit in a great machine.
It's not like working for yourself, though, is it?
Now, Miss Nugent, you're living in the past. You must try to consider yourself as an essential cog in the wheel of progress.
How many shops has Mr. Papagopoulos?
6, Miss Nugent, and the name is Papagopoulos.
Papagopoulos?
Yes, P-A-P-A-G... I've no doubt you'll have no difficulty in pronouncing it correctly when he visits us today.
Mr.
They call him Nick the Greek at the raincoat factory. He buys there, you know.
Thank you, Miss Lostock.
Hey, the girls have another name for him and all.
Yes, thank you. Back to work. Well, now, we were trying to remember how many baby doll night dresses we have in stock.
There's 2, both black.
Mr. Swindley was trying to remember Doreen.
Another
yeah,
one,
we've just
Miss
counted them.
Another one, please.
Night dresses, flannelette, outsize.
1, Mrs. Sharp has bought it back with an hole under the armpit.
Miss Lostock, the purpose of our little exercise appears to have escaped you. As manager of this branch, I am trying to memorize the stock.
Oh, sorry.
Carry on, Miss Newton, please.
Can I go to dinner, Mr. Swindley?
Dinner?
Yeah, it's dinner time.
Oh, I see. Right, yes. Well, as a visit from Mr. Papagopoulos is imminent, I thought perhaps we'd forego our usual break today. He expressed a wish to meet all the staff personally immediately after lunch. I thought perhaps sandwiches.
Well, I don't mind sandwiches, Mr. Swindley, but it's my friend, you see, Christine. I want to see how she's going on.
Oh, yes, Miss Hardman, isn't it? I presume she's ill.
Yeah, well, sort of.
Oh, well, I have another capacity outside the world of business. Even in the harsh world of commerce, we must learn to love one another. Eh, Miss Nugent?
Yes, Mr. Swindley.
Well, can I go, then?
Proceed, Miss Lostock, proceed. But please, in the midst of your very commendable concern for your friend, don't forget Mr. Papagopoulos.
So I got this story all patsy about our little Joe being ill and all that. And then when I get to the office, the telephone's out of order. I'll have to ring from that one in Rosamond Street when we go out for his dinner. You got any pennies? Oh, well, I can always get some from Florrie's. Oh, bells of heaven, here we go. I'm starving, are you? Hey, kid, you're doing overtime. You look as if you're going to sit there all break.
I am.
We brought sandwiches. What are you going to eat?
I'm not hungry.
Don't be daft. You've got to eat something. I'll bring you some butties back from Florrie's.
Look, love, I don't want any butties. I just want to be left alone.
Oh. You're not worried about that raincoat you tore yesterday, are you? I mean, nobody knows about it. I could get you pie.
Look, love, will you go and have your dinner?
Yeah. Yeah, all right then. Would you like some crisps?
Oh, yeah, all right.
Well, I'll bring you some back from the Rovers. Are you sure you wouldn't like me to stop with you? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Four dozen? No, 3 dozen.
Well, no, I'm afraid there's only a dozen, Mr. Swindley.
Oh, dear. I shall never go to the top of the class and give out the pens at this rate, shall I, Miss Student? Yeah. Oh, Mr. Barlow, you were rather expecting someone else. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm looking for a present for a lady.
For a lady? Oh, yes. Miss Student.
Oh, yes, Mr. I'll just make sure the stockroom's tidy.
Now, Mr. Barlow, as man to man, what did you have in mind?
Well, I happened to splash a blouse the other night with my soup, so I thought I'd better buy her another one.
Oh, how very unfortunate. I'd rather assume something of a more delicate nature. However, over here we have an entirely new line, exclusive to Gamma garments.
Yeah, they look all right.
Delightful, aren't they?
I like that pink one.
The pink one, yes. You don't happen to have any measurements, I suppose?
Eh?
No, precisely. Miss Student, perhaps you can gauge it better with a lady present. Miss Student, would you just stand over there, would you? About right, Mr. Barlow?
Well, I thought perhaps, you know...
A little fuller, perhaps.
Yes, well, I was going to say that...
Size 38 in the new line of blouses, please, Miss... Miss Nugent. Pink. Won't keep you a moment, Mr. Barlow. They're already wrapped. That'll be 42 and 6 exactly, sir. Modern method, you know. Must keep up with the times.
One, two...
Thank you, yes.
I think you'll find that right.
And a half a chance, sir, 42 and 6. Thank you very much indeed. There you are, sir. One pink blouse, size 38, 42 and 6 exactly.
Thank you.
Lovely weather for the time of the year. Might turn to rain a little later on, but thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Good day. Well, Mr. Nugent, I think I can safely say that I've just established a new record for turnover in the shop, if not in the whole Gamma circuit.
It's nearly 1 o'clock, Mr. Swindley.
What? Really? Good gracious. We've only 30 seconds left. Where is Miss Lostock? She promised me faithfully.
He might be late, Mr. Swindley.
Mr. Papagopoulos is never late, Miss Nugent. Ah.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Swindley. I just dropped in to see how you are.
He's been bought out by some Greek chap, a Mr. Polyopus, or something like that.
You don't
anyway.
say. Well, I hope they're not going to start selling cheap, mass-produced goods.
They make no chance these days.
Oh, I don't agree with you there, Mr. Tatlock. You can still get quality if you know where to look for it, and Mr. Swindler could always be relied on.
It don't seem to have done him much good, though.
Well, it wouldn't round here, would it? We all know what sells round here. I really wonder what the place is coming to.
Packet of crisps, please, Mrs. Walker.
Hey, you'll never get fat on them, you know. Look.
I don't want to get fat.
Oh, I don't altogether blame you. You'd think having put a bit of weight on, you'd lose it carrying it about, wouldn't you? But it doesn't seem to work out like that, does it?
Well, they're not for me anyway, it's Christine Hardman.
Oh.
There you are, love. How is Christine this morning?
Oh, she's gone all queer. She won't eat. She won't talk to nobody. Oh, heck. She's only got a pound note.
That's all right, love. It's in a good cause, isn't it? Better take another packet in case her appetite comes back.
Oh, thanks very much, Mrs. Walker. Draw.
Yeah, you know, I'm sorry for young'uns these days.
Well, really, Mr. Tatlock, they have far more than we had when I was a girl.
Well, that and they've got too much all at once. And a lot of it's not worth having. Any road, that's the way I look at it.
I cannot understand it. It's absolutely beyond me. I can only conclude that he's met with some frightful calamity.
Perhaps he missed his bus.
Bus?
Oh, yes, of course. It'd be a car, would it?
Of course. Dear me.
Has he been?
Miss Lostock, you failed me.
Oh, dear.
You promised me faithfully.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Swindley, really, I am. I never thought he'd come on the dot just like that.
Mr. Papagopoulos has not yet come, but he might well have, Miss Lostock. He might well have.
Mr. Swindley had me real worried for a minute. It's all right then, isn't it?
Really? A younger generation. Punctuality, Miss Lostock, like virtue, is its own reward. Just as our weekly takings in this little emporium should be a reflection of the spirit in which we approach our labours.
Well, I don't know about that. We've worked hard on these displays and things, and we've only had about 3 customers all day.
It always was bad in the morning.
Precisely, Miss Nugent, precisely. We must be patient. We must await the spreading of the word. Even the house of Fraser, Miss Lostock, was not built in a day. I think you can rest assured that even your hard work will not pass unnoticed. Ah, Mrs. Longhurst. Good afternoon, madam.
Oh, Mrs. Caldwell told me you'd had it done up. I can't see how different myself.
Ah, but you will, Mrs. Longhurst, you will. You see, Miss Lostock, Mrs. Caldwell told Mrs. Longhurst, and so we progress. From little acorns, mighty oak trees grow. Miss Lostock will attend to you, Mrs. Longhurst.
Oh, she needn't bother. I only came for a look round.
What are you doing up here?
Looking.
Where at?
All them fat little snails down there.
You speak for yourself. I was walking down there a bit back.
Fat lot they care.
What about?
Me.
Why should they?
Of course you wouldn't know. You got a family, haven't you?
Oh, then.
If you was missing from home, they'd have the police out after you. Week's milk would pile up before they'd even notice I was gone. Then they wouldn't care.
Who wants them to?
I do. Suppose you've forgotten them crisps I asked you for, haven't you?
Here, what do you last haven't dialed?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, come on, cheer up, love. It's not as bad as all that.
How do you know?
Well, it's the same for me, ain't it?
If it was the same for you, you'd feel like I was doing, wouldn't you?
I might, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you don't, do you?
Well, you can't, can you? I mean, you just got to carry on, haven't you?
Why have you?
Well, you just have.
What, just carry on like that lot down there? Ooh, what a life.
Well, don't look at me, I didn't start it. Anyway, I'm going. You coming? You won't do any good standing there. You want that lot to notice you. Better go and sit on top of the flipping flagpole.
Jack?
Aye.
Come here a minute.
Now, what's to do now?
What's that police car doing outside the raincoat factory?
No, love, it's no good asking me.
Would you mind keeping back, please? I don't want anybody out here at all. Why do they always make it as hard as they flipping well can, eh?
Why doesn't somebody do something?
I think they're doing all they can, Mrs. Caldwell.
Nobody can do out. If she's made up her mind to jump, she'll jump.
Oh, I can't look anymore.
Oh, don't take on so, Mrs. Caldwell.
Is she still there, Martha?
Of course she's still there. She could be out there hours yet. It's happened before, you know. You can take it from me. If she's made up her mind to jump, she'll jump.
You know, I'm getting too old for this sort of caper.
Go home, then.
It's my job, love.
I'm nobody's job.
If you'd have been nobody's job, you'd have stopped down there, lass.
Don't worry. I'll be down there soon enough in my own good time. Look, why don't you go home and have a cup of tea or 2 aspirins and go for a week in Blackpool?
Now, what's up, love, eh?
Nothing that you can cure, or nobody else.
Have you had a row with your boyfriend?
Yeah, all 6 of them.
You know, my sister has a lass about your age.
Good for her. Tell her there's a job going in this lousy dump.
Hey, think of your mother, love.
Yeah, I am thinking of her.
You know, you're breaking her heart doing this.
I broke it a long time ago. I was a naughty girl to my mother, Bobby. Making her face up to things, like my dad having no money and all that. Didn't know about facing things then, but I do now.
Why don't you come down and try to make it up with her, eh?
Yeah. You can see the cemetery from here.
What are they doing?
Oh, I know what they're doing.
You don't think she'll jump, do you?
Oh, stop boring in love, will you? Look, that sergeant's up with her now. She can't do anything while he's there.
Right! Come on up here, will you?
Oh, no, of course she hasn't.
No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. What does he want another policeman for?
No, look, she's still there.
Oh, now we're dead talky with her.
Oh, now look, don't crack on it with your fault.
I told her to go and sit on top of the flagpole if she wanted people to notice her.
Oh.
I didn't mean her to do this.
Oh, well, you're not doing yourself any good, you know, staying up here. Oh, come on down to rest room.
I couldn't. I'd never forgive myself if anything happened.
Oh, well, look, there's nothing you can do standing here anyway. Come on.
You're a pal of hers, aren't you, love?
Yeah.
Well, could you do me a favour? Could you go up and have a word with her, you know, or keep her talking like?
Oh, I couldn't, honest.
Well, there's no to be frightened of, love. All right, all right. Oh, by the way, where's her mother?
She's dead.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
Well, I hope this one's all right. It might be on the same line as them for all I know.
I doubt it, sir. Anyway, we shall soon see.
Trust that telephone to be out of order at a time like this. A big place like that and all.
Hello? Is that you, Jack? Oh, Harry here. I'm down at the raincoat factory in Coronation Street. Aye, that's right. Now, there's a young woman up on the roof there. Aye, one of them. No, I've tried talking to her. Well, I could hardly do that now, could I? No, it was too risky. No, well, I'm not taking any chances. It's a job for the ladder boys, is this? Ah, right you are, then. No, their telephone's out of order. I'm ringing from the Rover's Return. It's pub on the corner. Aye, all right. Well, I'm going back now. Yes, I'm trying some other friends. All right, lad. Cheerio. Well, thanks very much, sir.
Sure there's no else I can do to help? She is a neighbour of ours, you know.
Well, you'd best leave it to us, sir. Thanks all the same. There's too many blocking the stairs as it is.
Well, I'm not surprised at that either.
Ah, well, I'll get back now. Oh, there is one thing you could do for me, sir. If it's not too much trouble, you could ring for an ambulance.
Oh, of course, lad.
Oh, I didn't know you were back, Mr. Swindley.
Yes, there were rather too many at the barber's. And I thought Mr. Papadopoulos might come in my absence. If he hasn't, has he?
Oh, no, Mr. Swindley. Well, at least he...
Miss Nugent, you didn't leave the premises.
Well, yes, I'm afraid I did, but only for a minute. I had to take the plate back to the snack bar, the one I got your pie on. I'm very sorry, Mr. Swindley, but it was only for a minute.
Yes, well, I'm hardly in a position to reprimand you. Miss Glastock?
Yeah.
Were there any visitors during Miss Nugent's absence?
No, it's been as quiet as the grave in here. In fact, a heck of a lot quieter, if you ask me.
Oh, good.
Apart from the telephone, Mr. Doodah rang up.
Not Mr. Papadopoulos?
Yeah, that's right. I told him you were out.
Did he ask where I was?
Well, yes, he did, as a matter of fact.
Oh, dear.
I didn't tell him you were at the hairdresser's, though.
You didn't?
Oh, no, Mr. Swindley, I wouldn't do a thing like that. I told him you'd gone round to Slater's to see what they were putting in their windows. He seemed very pleased.
Really, I hardly know what to say. I feel obliged to point out to you, Miss Lostock, that that was extremely naughty of you. But, well, thank you very much indeed. I can see you'll go far in this in this highly competitive industry.
Don't mention it.
Hey, Dorian, you want it? Christine Alma's gone bonkers. She's got to jump off roof. What roof? Raincoat factory. She's up there now, and everyone's gawping. They've got bobbies and all. Come on, they want a friend.
I have to go, Mr. Swindley.
Yes, of course, at once, Miss Lostock. Oh dear, how very distressing, Miss Nugent. I find it hard to believe that anyone could be driven to such an extremity.
Blood will out. Oh, shut up, Martha. I beg your pardon? Well, I don't think it's a very nice thing to say, and I don't think it's true either.
Well, that just shows how much you know.
Well, I think Christine Alban's a very nice girl. She found my Bobby for me.
Hey, what's going on?
She's up on roof.
Who is?
Christine Alban.
Well, what's she doing up there?
I think she's going to jump down.
Oh, no.
They're trying to get her friends to go and talk her down. But I think they're wasting their time, if you ask me. She's like her mother was, you know. She'll not thank them for
I'd watch
it.
what I was saying if I were you, Mrs. Longer. Such a thing as slander, you know. You know why she's up there, don't you?
No.
You know who she would talk to?
Who, love?
Someone who knows what she feels like.
Well, are you coming up then? No, I'm not. Why not? I thought you was a friend. I'd go and say the wrong thing. I know I would.
No, of course you wouldn't. Besides, you're not needed up there. There's plenty up there without you.
Are you sure?
Yes, of course, I'm sure.
If the police can't get her down, nobody can.
Hi. Smashing view from up here, isn't it? A bit better than we get down there. Tell me you can see Blackpool Tower on a fine day.
Who wants to see that?
Yeah, well, I know what you mean.
What have they sent you up for?
They didn't send me, I asked. Thought I might be able to return a favour.
Well, I'm past favours, thanks.
Yeah, it's just how I felt when we met on the station that time. Remember? I'd had enough. I was going to London for good.
Yeah, well, I'm going a bit further than London.
Same thing, though, isn't it? Running away from it.
What's wrong with running away?
Depends what you're running away from.
We buried my mum over there. And for all she had, she'd have been better off not living. That's what I'm running away from.
She had you, didn't she?
Pardon me for laughing. No, I did to her.
Yeah, I can guess. I had one too, you know. I buried mine over there. I remembered every word I'd ever said wrong to her on the day that they buried her. It was quite a list. Her and Dad had just about the lot, but they still wanted the best for me, better than they'd had. Same as yours wanted for you. Same as you might want for yours.
With nobody to weep for me.
Got something else you're running away from?
Too clever for me, you.
I'm not clever, I'm just lucky enough to pass a few exams, that's all. We both started at Bessie Street, remember?
Yeah. Used to fancy you.
I'm flattered.
You needn't be. It's only because I knew you'd get on.
Yeah, well, now you can see how wrong you were.
But you've got more than I'll ever have.
More of what?
More of what makes life worth living.
I haven't a clue what makes life worth living. Hey, still fancy me?
You're all right.
What put me out of favour?
Got to face up to things, haven't you? Girls like me belong to fellows who don't think we put our foot in it every time we open our mouths. And there's no need to deny it either. Any road, even if we could talk proper, we wouldn't know what to say.
Oh, that's stupid.
Well, that's it, isn't it? We're stupid. And it's because we're stupid we don't get anything. The only way we could get out different was by getting married.
You're wrong, you know, love.
Well, prove I'm wrong.
You could do that better than I could. You've got a lot of friends down there, you know.
Got nobody.
You got a lot more than a lot of other poor devils have.
Well, who hasn't? Well, if I do come down with you, and things are still the same as they was before, I'll never forgive you. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I suppose so.
But it wouldn't matter to you, though, would it?
I wouldn't be here if it didn't matter.